Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, it's Halloween, and I'm still doing my annual marathon, but I'm finding it difficult to manage it. Um, Normally, what I would do back in the day, it was very easy. There was really just one Halloween timeline, and I didn't see any issues with H2O fitting into the timeline. So I just watch one and two, and maybe three after midnight on the 30th. Then the 31st, I'd watch like four, five, six, seven, eight, and just, I've always done that. Then we had the Rob Zombie films. I never liked them. I don't think I ever really included them in the marathon. I watched the first one in the cinema, kind of liked it, but then watched on video, didn't like it. Again, after I saw it, I think I watched it again before I saw the second one in the cinema. Liked that even less. I think I might have watched it once, and I think I tried to do it one Halloween. I watched the two of them on DVD, or I think a Blu-ray, just to see the quality in that. And I haven't done it since, because there's nothing about them that is interesting or scary or entertaining. They're just ugly, trashy, vile films. So they just have been left off left out of the marathon, But the new films, the new trilogy, I'm having trouble fitting it in, because there's sort of, with the originals, there's two versions. You either do 1 to 8, or you do 1, 2, and H2O, sort of on their own, and maybe Resurrection, because I actually like Resurrection on its own as a film. And then, of course, you have the last sort of scene with Jamie Lee, but you can just kind of skip that scene and just, I don't know, pretend like that one didn't happen and you want it, and just enjoy that as its own little comment on sort of the internet and how we watch reality shows and all that, blah, blah, blah. But I like that film. A lot of people trash it. I think it's fine. But how do you fit in the new films? Because what I was thinking of doing, okay, I'll watch the original film and 2018 and Kills, and maybe I don't really want to watch Ends because it's just tedious, but you can skip from basically the end of the extended version of Kills, where Laurie walks out of the hospital with the knife. You can skip right to the final scene where Jamie goes back to her house in Ends, and just pretend like she's just gone home and Michael's waiting for her, and you can totally forget those years have passed and those films have happened, and just watch it like that. That's what I was planning to do. But I fell asleep. I watched the first film, and I watched the 78 scenes in the remake of the 2018 film, and then I fell asleep about 5 minutes into that film, because it isn't really engaging. There's really no characters I really care about, or I look forward to spending any time with. There's no scenes in that film I want to watch again. Like the original, you want to see Michael go around the house on Halloween night when he was a kid. You want to see, the girls in the neighborhood. You want to see them babysit, and it's like comfort food, comfort films. And there's those scenes you sort of want to watch again, the characters you want to see again, like part 4, Jamie, like the first night where she's sort of having nightmares about the Nightmare Man, the Boogeyman, and going to the drugstore and picking the costume, and going trick-or-treating, and the roof scene, and characters like Bucky in that. Like every year I just look forward to seeing them again. I enjoy seeing the films again. These new films, aside from Kyle's appearance as adult Lindsay, and maybe nurse, I forgot her name, the nurse, the smoking nurse from the first film, and the second film, I don't really get much out of the 2018 film and Kills. I really could not care less about Laurie's daughter, whatever Greer, the actress' name was. I don't know, maybe if they'd gotten Danielle Harris to play her daughter, it could have been interesting. But they got the most bland, boring, uninteresting woman to play the most bland, dumb, boring character. And then her daughter she's not strong or bold or interesting. She's not vulnerable or likable or anything. She's just annoying. And I couldn't care less if she dies or not. I don't want to spend any time with this character. I don't look forward to revisiting this character each year. And then the third film, I can't remember the name of the guy in it. I didn't want to. It's just tedious. And like I said, I just skip the whole film and just go to the ending just to see that final sort of battle, and then do what every horror film should do once you get to a couple of sequels, is destroy the body. so the villain can't come back. Put him through like a wood chipper or something, like they do at the end of it, basically. But yeah, I'm just like, God, do I just exclude these from the marathon each year, or do I try and include them some way? Because the way I was thinking of doing it was I'd do the quadrilogy with the original Halloween first night, like after midnight on Thursday. Then Friday do the TV version of Halloween 1, with the extra scenes that go into the second film when they filmed at the same time. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the last night I can do... I got to fit part 3 in somewhere. But sort of Halloween 2 and H2O, because there's a TV movie as well. So I'm usually struggling to try and find a way to fit the TV movie in, and kind of doing like the TV versions of Halloween 1 and 2 and then H2O, sort of as its own separate little sort of marathon. So I sort of have 3 little marathons. It's like maybe not even try with the new films, because like I said, they just don't do anything for me. There's a couple of interesting scenes. There's a couple of characters nice to have back. The stuff with Lonnie's fun. It's funny now when you watch the original film, you're very much aware of the Lonnie character now, because we saw more of him in the 2018 film, and of course we get to see him as an adult. And yeah, so that's interesting, but that's about it. And that's really just the 78 scenes from that film, and yes, I don't know. I'm just wondering, other people finding these new films are not growing on them. I sort of first thought, oh, you just need to watch them a few times, get used to them. They become sort of tradition, and it's like, I'm not feeling it. I mean, there's the scene with the 2 gay guys, like the scenes with them, and their house and protecting, because they're living in the Myers house now, and that. There, like there's a couple little scenes, and that's really it. The film as a whole, I don't find myself wanting to watch it. And the characters we're supposed to care about, I really couldn't care less about. They're just really cringe and annoying. It's like, even the original characters, some of them are really bad and annoying, but you kind of enjoy how bad they are, or you kind of want them to die, or even if they're annoying, you don't. So it's sort of one or the other. Whereas these guys, I think it's just indifference. I just don't care. I just found it boring and fell asleep. And it's like, oh, am I going to be able to watch this every year as part of my tradition? Because I watch these films because I love them, but I don't really love, especially Ends, and not really Kills. It's really only the 2018 film, and that's in part because the way they sold it, I sort of engaged with it. Like, once the initial sort of Halloween night part is over and you just go to Jamie and, Laurie and Michael, because it's so weird. They totally demystify that and make it redundant, and then they try and play on it. It's like, oh, she's not the sister, he wasn't coming after her, it was just random, but yet now he's after her. And we're supposed to now think that, oh, now he's got powers, when they establish that he's just a regular guy. It just doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't gel. And I'm thinking, do I even bother? Because there are a few scenes, like I said, with Lindsay and Lonnie and that, and the nurse and that, like when they're sort of commemorating the killings and that at the bar and that. There's a couple of scenes like that are good. But the rest of the film, once they get to the hospital, it's just like, yeah, it's just like, really, they're going to repeat the same mistake again. They mortally wounded their main character in the first film, so they're basically out of the second film. Like, it's just a bizarre, just like, how do they make the same mistakes while also making it totally different and not really likable? I don't know. I've been talking for like 10 minutes. I think I'm going to go. What do other people think about the Halloween films, the new films? Are they watching them every year? Are they watching them all the time, like the original films? People would watch them all the time. I used to do that all the time, and now I've just kept it to Halloween. So I found I was wearing them out, like Friday the 13th and Jaws and all these sort of horror movies. I'd watch them all the time, and they started to really have no impact anymore. So I started to just make them marathons on particular dates or sort of events, just to sort of make it so I just watch them like maybe once a year, and it makes me sort of anticipate them and enjoy them more, rather than sort of wearing them out and being tired with them. So yeah, I'm just curious, are other people watching these films like the other Halloween films? Have they sort of take them into, that sort of little group of films and watch them as well, or are they sort of separate? Because I feel like they just don't really go with the others. I just don't find myself really wanting to watch them or being involved or being drawn into them. And I'm like, is it just me or is it just these films? I don't know. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the new films and their longevity, watchability, so forth.